Today, we're diving deep into a topic that might initially sound a bit risky: ignoring job requirements and applying anyway. Intrigued? Let's get into it. When you see a job posting, the first thing you probably do is scan through the requirements. And if you don't tick every box, you may feel that you shouldn't even bother applying. But here's a little secret: those requirements, they're more like guidelines or a wish list. Companies use these guidelines to describe their ideal candidate. But quite often, they are flexible about many of the points that they have listed. They might not even expect to find someone who meets every single one of those guidelines. A Hewlett Packard report found something fascinating. Men apply for a job when they meet only 60% of the qualifications, while women tend to apply if they meet close to 100% of them. This shows that the requirements on a job ad can sometimes act more like a psychological barrier than a practical one. So, what's the real deal? Hiring isn't just about ticking off a checklist of skills. It's also about potential, attitude, cultural fit, and soft skills that aren't easy to quantify. At this point, you might be wondering, when should I take a leap of faith and apply, even if I don't meet all the requirements? In my opinion, here are three guidelines to help you decide whether it's worth your time to apply for that job or not. The first is if you meet at least 60% of the requirements, particularly those key skills and experiences that they're looking for. Number two, if the job truly excites you and you're confident you can bring value to the table and really help make this company better. And number three, if the requirements you're lacking are teachable skills. Now, let's break down this further. Let's talk about how to identify those key requirements, how to leverage those transferable skills, and how to present yourself as the ideal candidate, even if you don't meet every requirement on the list. First, look for must haves. These are usually listed first in the responsibility section of the job ad and the qualification part. They are usually listed first because those skills are non negotiable and you must have them before you get hired. For example, if you're applying to a data scientist job and they require a couple of years of Python, having a few years of Python programming knowledge and experience would be a must have. Next, identify the nice to haves. These skills are experiences that would be beneficial but aren't critical for the role. Maybe it's proficiency in a certain software or experience in a related field. Now, think about your transferable skills. Maybe you haven't used a specific software that's mentioned in the job ad, but you have used a similar one. Or maybe you haven't worked in that particular industry, but you have done similar work in a different industry. Definitely highlight these points in your application to help close the gap. Lastly, remember that your attitude and potential is just as important, if not more so than your hard skills. Show your enthusiasm for the role, your willingness to learn, and your commitment to growing within the company. There have been many times where the most qualified did not get the job because they either lack enthusiasm for the role or they know so much about the job already. The hiring manager could see you get bored on the job within a few months, making you a higher flight risk. And companies know that hiring is very expensive, so they want to ensure that the people they hire will at least stick with the company for a few years. To take your application up a notch, consider writing a cover letter to explain why you're a great fit, even if you don't meet every requirement. Tell a story about how you've overcome a similar challenge or that you were quickly able to learn a new skill. In conclusion, don't let a list of requirements limit your career opportunities. If you're passionate about a job that's being advertised and believe you can excel at it, even if you're missing a few of the requirements that they're looking for, don't hesitate and apply anyway. You might be exactly what the company is looking for, but you'll never know if you don't give it a shot and apply. If you found this content helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for watching. For more content on careers, job search, and self-improvement, make sure to hit that subscribe button.